Welcome to DC Digital Learning. Myself Suguna SN. Now I am discussing session 55 of organizational behavior. And the topic I have chosen here, the revision of previous year question paper on this subject. So I have took here 2019 paper, in that Maslow's theory of motivational. So I have chosen for the discussion in this session. So this is the question they asked in the 2019 question paper for 14 marks question. So they have asked like this: what is motivation? Discuss in detail the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So for the 14 marks you have to answer the firstly meaning, and you have to go with the discussion of the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Let us see firstly a meaning and definition of the motivation. So the word motivation is derived from the word motive, which means an active form of a desire or a need that must be satisfied by every individual. So in the before classes and all, we have discussed every individual must be influenced or must be motivated towards their activities, towards their performances, like that. Motivation, nothing but a desire or a willingness to go further or to take like any actions, and that actions or the desires must be satisfied by themselves. So the motivation may be a positive or a negative, but every individual has to several stages they has to make a motive themselves and go further taking up of their various activities. Motivation is the key factor for the organizational effectiveness. So here organization has to take initiatives for intentionally motivates various motivates the various form of workers or the employees in the organization by implementing various strategies like by providing monetary and non-monetary incentives, benefits, fringe benefits, like this. So by showing a positive action towards their achievements or the performances, so the individuals with all these benefits, they're going to go for further working of their activities, and they will see the effectiveness in their achievements also. So here motivation plays a key role and a key key factor, which act as a key factor for the making effective work in the organization by every individuals. So here the manager, his main work is he has to get the things done through others. So he has to see how the individuals are working, whether they are accomplishing their targets or activities or performances, like that. So for getting things done through others, motivation also plays a major role to a manager or any leader, so that a motivational factor they can influence for getting things done through others, through various employees in the organization. So others here nothing but the human resources who need to be motivated to attain the organizational objectives. So formally or informally, we have to by active and the effective communication, by cooperating and by supporting them. So along with all this, by providing a monetary and non-monetary benefits, we have to make them to motivate themselves and have the clear-cut desire for the future activities, and to show their willingness to work in the organization. So this plays a major role for achieving higher productivity and effectiveness in the organization. So I have taken the definition for the discussion here. According to George R. Terry, so he defined motivation as the desire within an individual that stimulates him or her to action. So as I said before, motivation is the willingness. It shows the willingness of an individual for taking up their actions or any activities or the performances. So it is a form of a desire within individual. It has to happen. Nobody will forcefully influence you or forcefully inject you to go motivate or show your willingness, like that. It has to be happen within the individual personalities or their attitudes, like that. In their personal characteristics, we have to show that inner urge or a desire or a willingness to work. So this is what definition given by the George R. Terry. And even I have taken another more definition, that is in the words of Robert Dubin. He defined that the complex of forces starting and keeping a person at work in an organization. So these are the, either it may be internal forces or the external forces which makes and which keeps within an individual for the attainment of his work, which is assigned and which is like specified for him in an organization. For achieving all those desires and all those like a specified task, he must be motivated himself to work. Otherwise, he can't achieve his targets. Then he will get a lot of drawbacks from the organization also. So these are the definitions of motivation. So now we are discussing the features of motivation. So it is an internal feeling and forces of a person to action. So as I said before, nobody will force you to motivate. So they can like tell or share the information or give the like norms or the rules and regulations, or they can show you like these are the benefits. But action by willingness, you have to be include that feeling of motivation. You have to inculcate by you. So it has to be shown by an individual personality. So second one, it is a continuous activity. So it is not, we can't say that now only I am motivated, so tomorrow I'm not be motivated, like that. So it has to be like a continuous activity, a continuous process. You have to be in motivation stage and go for your taking up of your activities. Next one, it varies from person to person and from time to time. So we can't say every individual have same level or stage of motivations. It depends on individual or internal feelings of an individuals. So we all know every individual is different. Every human being is different. They are unique in their sense. So according to their personality characteristics, they're going to motivate. And even it varies time to time. We can't be same motivational level. We can't maintain the same motivational level in all the time. It depends on the time and the situation or the context also. Next one, it may be positive or negative. So motivation, we can't say only in a positive manner, either it may be in a negative also. So we are like motivating themselves, not doing like work or not taking up the activities. So this may be a negative activity or negative action or the positive action also. So that is about the meaning, definition, the features of motivation. Now we are discussing with the Maslow's need hierarchy theory or Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. So Maslow Abraham is one of the person who proposed this theory in 1940. So this theory popularly known as a hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy nothing but the stages or a priority basis we are placed some of the needs. Based on that hierarchy or importance or the priorities, we are going to satisfy our needs. And assumes that people are motivated to satisfy 5 levels of needs. So he proposed, that is Maslow, he proposed there are 5 levels of needs of every individuals. They have to satisfy one by one that needs, and then only they can go for like having a positive performance towards their activities. So these are the 5 needs of hierarchies he proposed here. The first one is physiological needs, which nothing but the basic needs of every individual. So every individual who is working in an organizational setup. The second one is a security, or it is also called safety needs. So as an individual working in an organizational setup, what is expecting as a security factors from the organization. A third one is a belongingness, nothing but a social needs. Social needs, which mainly talks about how individual wants to be behave, wants to be there in an organization. So like a social group making or a belonging, or how he or she going to make the relationships. So these all comes under the social needs. And the fourth one is the esteem needs. So we will have the discussion one by one in the later. And the fifth one, the last stage, is a self-actualization need. This will be a top position which takes in the hierarchy need theory of Maslow's. So these are the five needs which every individual has to satisfy. So then only it is said that they are motivated towards their performances. So this is what it is in a periodic a structure. In this structure, pyramid structure, so first place a physiological needs, nothing but basic needs or core needs has to be satisfied. After satisfying these needs, only safety needs comes, and after satisfying safety needs, social at the belongingness needs will come, and after the esteem, and finally self-actualization needs. This is the top or the last need of every individual who is working in an organization. Let us has one by one discussion. That is first one, physiological needs. Physiological, as I said, that is basic, the foundational or a core needs of every individual. So has a individual wants to be live or for the survival, how he needs basic needs like food, water, hair, shelter, clothes, like that. Here in the organization also, he wants every individual or the employee, if he wants to work effectively and efficiently, he has to show his performances in a better way, in the sense he also needs some of the basic needs to be satisfied by himself, and that needs or facilities must be provided by the organization. That is talks about the physiological needs. So here physiological needs represent the basic issues of survival, such as food, sex, water, air, and etc. In organizational settings, most physiological needs are satisfied by the adequate wages. So wages are the monetary benefits, like a basic scale, a basic pay, which also comes under the basic needs. We all know every individual, we get employment for the satisfying our livelihood, like a cost of living and all. So wages and the salaries, which also comes under the physiological needs. And by providing a good working environment, so working environment for that, what like a water, toilets, restrooms, very good ventilators and the air conditioning, lighting facilities, these all comes under the basic needs, which provides employees with the restrooms, adequate lighting, comfortable temperatures, and the ventilation. All this comes under the basic needs or physiological needs of hierarchy theory of Maslow's. So this, firstly, every individual or every employee must satisfy these basic needs. Then they have to go into concentrate on the second need, that is security or safety needs. Security or safety needs refers to the requirements for a secure physical and emotional environment of every individual. So here they want to be like a secure themselves by, even we can say, like a job security or a payment security or a salary monetary security, whatever it may be. They are expecting some level of or 100% of security for their existing in their employment in the organization. The examples includes desire for adequate housing, like a quarters, are the even like HRA, house rent allowances, like this they are expecting from the organization. Even clothing, like uniforms, and the need to be free from worries about money. That is, you have to maintain a permanent pay scales. The basic, you have to go for the fixation of the basic phase, like that. And job security, by having a job agreements, by securing their making permanent of their jobs and all, you have to secure those jobs. So once we are secure with the job, so every individual feel comfort and feel convenient, and they will go for further hiking or the enhancing of their performances. So these, and even a desire for the safe working conditions. So here, so because every in a production department and all, every individuals, they are working in a dangerous environment with the highest dangerous machineries and all. So for that, safety measures like providing goggles, helmets, shoes, the WAS codes like that. So you have to provide the safe working conditions also, because every human being's life is very important. So we have to give protection for all those lives in the organization also. The security needs are satisfied for people in the workplace by job continuity, or a grievance resolving system, by an adequate insurance and the retirement benefit packages. So these are all the packages are the factors which comes under the security or safety needs of employees in the organization. So every organization who are registered under the Companies Act and the Factories Act, they must provide all these basic facilities also. Even if any woman working in an organization, there must be a separate facilities, like even if it is a feeding mother, you have to provide a maternity leave, and even for the kids care centers, these are all comes under the safety needs. So every organization has to provide all these facilities or the environment to the workers. It feels and it makes to motivate. Even here employees also feel concern towards the organization, because they are caring us, so they are providing a lot of a safety measures to us, like that they will feel concern towards the organization, and then definitely you can enhance in their performances. So this is about the second one, security or safety needs. And third one we are discussing, that is belongingness or social needs. So here first we have to understand that here every employee is a social animal. His social values, his social needs has to be satisfied here as a human being. So belonging or social needs are related to the social aspect of human life. They include need for love, affection, and the need to be accepted by one's peers or the subordinates in the group or the organization. For most people, these needs are satisfied by combination of family and the community relationships and the friendships on the job. Even by having a very good group cohesiveness also, they can achieve, or they can motivate all their social needs. They'll satisfied with all their social needs. Manager can help ensure the satisfactions of these important needs by allowing social interactions and by making employees feel like a part of team or the group work. So here arranging informal functions, informal programs, some of the components like a retirement, the a transfer, welcoming or orientation to the new workers, by giving a function or a farewell party to retirement people, employees, like that. So these are all the functions, the programs which feels like a togetherness of employees. So they feel that they are in unity. They feel and they will build with a relationship even among and other employees also in the various departments. So even directly or indirectly, it has the positive impact to the organization for increasing effectiveness and the productivity. So this social needs must be satisfied by every individual, irrespective of level, caste, or whoever it may be. Everyone wants to be satisfied these needs. Then only we can say that they are working correctly and in an appropriate way, like that. So without satisfying needs, no individual will work correctly or in a positive way, like that. So because he is a social human, so he must satisfy all these needs also. So this is about the third one, and the fourth one is the esteem needs. So esteem needs actually comprise of two different sets of needs, that is the need for positive self-image and the self-respect. And the second one, the need for recognition and respect from others. So esteem nothing but egoness of every individuals. So here who are maybe the individual, so what are the tasks they are doing, either in a top level or a lower level employees, their esteem or egos to be respected. So self respect must be maintained and positive image towards them. and positive, like a self-respect or the recognition or the identity they expect from even from the others also. So this plays a major role to the individual members in the organization. So organization can help address esteem needs by providing a variety of external symbols of accomplishment, such as job titles or spacious offices, by offering a different job rotational facilities, by having a job performance appraisals, so by like a promotions and all. So we can respect, or we can satisfy the esteem needs of every individuals in the organizations. So organization can also help satisfy esteem needs by providing employees with a challenging job assignments that can even induce a sense of accomplishments. So even we can't say that by assigning the risky projects or risky job assignments also, most of the employees, they expect this from the organization. So they are to show like that we are like eligible or competent enough to take up that risky or challenging job assignments. This is also a form of esteem need. So that also can be satisfied by assigning this risky or the challenging jobs to those expected employees. So totally who are maybe a, as I said, lower level worker or a top level worker or a shareholder, who are or a director, who are it may be. So every individual must be respected. So self-respect, it must be maintained in the organization, and even based on your self-respect and the self-image, what how and you are going to create in the organization, that makes you to a huge recognition and the maintaining of reputation in the organization. So this is about the fourth need. So this comes only after you are satisfying your social safety and basic needs. And the last one is the self-actualization needs. So these needs involve realizing one's potential for continued growth and individual development. So after satisfying all your esteem needs, egoness needs, so you will come to at end that what I am. You have to realize yourself. So what is my potential? So and what are the chances or the opportunities for my growth and the individual development? So here you will reach the top and you are going to realize yourself whether I am satisfied with all these needs. So still more what I have to satisfy. So here the self-actualization needs, which mainly talks about like a serving mode of individuals. So they will start like providing various services or the serving potentials they're going to show in this stage. Since these needs are highly individualized and personal, self-actualization needs are perhaps the most difficult for the managers to address. So here self-actualization is very individuality, and it left to the personal factors of individuals. So they have to realize themselves. Others are not making you to realize. So you are realizing yourself. So here the managers and the team leader, they place a major like a difficulty for perhaps or by identifying this or addressing of these needs of individuals. So this process of contributing to actual organizational performance helps employees experience personal growth and development associated with the self-actualizing. So by self-actualizing the individuals by themselves, there will be a lot of like a personal growth and the development which happens in the potentiality of individuals, that enhances the productivity and effectiveness of the organization. So these all possible only the individuals, they will go with actualizing, self-actualizing nothing but realizing ourselves. What are we? So what I am, so what I'm doing, so whether it is in an ethical, empathical way or not. So whether what still more I have to satisfy. So whether till now what I satisfied is enough. So now what I have to focus for my potentiality. So it has to be realized by every individuals. So and it is only possible by satisfying the other needs, that is 1 to 4 physiological needs to esteem needs. After all this, so once individual going to concentrate on themselves, they will go further achievements individually. So now I have to show my further potentials. So I have to show I am a unique and different. So this actualization needs, which helps the organization for betterment and the betterment. So these are the 5 main needs, which is organized, which are placed in a pyramidical order. So it has to be satisfied from the bottom. That is firstly basic. After that it comes to safety, after social, esteem, and self-actualization. It has to go from the bottom to top. We can't say that so it comes from the top to bottom. So these are the various 5 needs of Maslow's need hierarchy theory. As a recap, so this is the pyramid structure of this need hierarchy theory. So as I said, it has to go from the bottom to top. So firstly it comes base. So here we can call it as a base or a foundation. So these must be satisfied by everyone. Basic or core needs of every employees in the organization. After satisfying these needs, it comes safety needs. Safety or security needs, which is related to their job and their a continuity, like a promotion, like that. So after satisfying their safety or security needs, it comes to social needs. Social needs, which mainly talks about joining with the groups, maintaining the relationships, building up a relationship and the belongingness, like that. And after satisfying all 3 needs, it comes to esteem needs. Esteem, nothing but ego. So what I want my own respect. I have to build my respect. Here they're going to concentrate on self-image and the self-reputation. So by building all this reputation and the self-respect, so they will go with the last stage, that is self-actualization needs at the level. So here every individual, they have to realize themselves. They have to realize what are their potentials and the developments they can do it here. So this can be realized by only that particular individual itself. So we can't others can make you, it is not possible to others to actualize you. So you have to actualize, you have to realize yourself and concentrate on other potentials, the achievements, what can you also do, what are possibilities of you can achieve in the future days. Also you can concentrate on your potential things. So this is about the Maslow's need hierarchy theory, which is can be asked for the 14 marks in your examination. Hope you all understood, and it is very easy concept also. Easily you can understand by these 5 levels of needs hierarchy theory. So thank you all and all.